Here we go again, people. Hello, everyone. It's Neo Unrealist. I know. I'm making a video about Anita Sarkeesian. Apparently, making any posting on social media that is not a glowing and effusive praise of the well-known commenter on video games and now, I guess, movies and television. From dare I say, from a certain point of view, anyone who makes a YouTube video or a reply on Twitter that might indicates some note of disagreement with the hothouse flower, Anita Sarkeesian, that she's engaging in, it's harassment. I alert the YouTube police people because it's time to bash the Sarkeesian, and I'm just going to join in on how did Insider put it, the dog piling. I'm jumping right on top of that dog pile. So, I'm a little late to this story because, you see, I go away for a bit, and Anita goes and she sets the internets on fire. See how it works? So on the 21st of November, at least, it was the 21st. It looks like 1 a.m. Wow, what was she doing? Miss Sarkeesian posted the following tweet to her Twitter account. Am I extremely tired, or is there not a single female-speaking character in the first episode of Mandalorian? I've got to have missed something, right? Does anyone think that when Anita Sarkeesian posted that tweet, in which she did not even manage to get the spelling of the show and title character right, take note of that fact, she even got a fact wrong, as in spite of her claim of there being not a single female-speaking character in the first episode of The Mandalorian, when clearly the character who crafts the armor for the Mandalorians in the show, at the risk of assuming the character's gender, is a woman, and that character did in fact speak. No. Anita, her real complaint is not that a single female did speak in the first episode of the show. Her real complaint is that the show did not revolve around women and her bizarre obsession with this that this woman has with injecting her warped brand of social justice nonsense into each and everything that she consumes as a viewer. And I fully understand that by making this video, I'm giving this woman exactly what she wanted when she made that tweet. Because, already the machine has started up, and the articles from all of her friends and allies in the media are pushing out the poor Anita is a victim articles. Just look at this here. Look at this hit piece. The worst of the ones out there so far. This steaming pile of garbage titled, "The Mandalorian is taking heat for its portrayal of women. Now feminist critics are facing waves of online harassment." First of all, The Mandalorian isn't taking any heat now. Look at the tomato meter, 95% rating. What heat are they taking? Yeah, I think Disney wants that kind of heat. Anyway, Disney finally manages to make one show, just one property, that doesn't hurl aggressive identity politics messaging at viewers right from frame 1 of episode 1, season 1, and feminist critics are hardest hit. My friends, look, if you think this is just Anita Sarkeesian, the title of this article should be a clue, as it refers to feminist critics in the plural. Now, a hat tip to the Dark Lord of the Cis, Data Racer, who's made a collage of just the SJW hordes who seem to be having heart attacks, that a show about a jaded bounty hunter who upends his entire life to save a little green alien baby is somehow a tragedy and somehow harmful to women. Now look at this. Look at this. I did a review of the first episode, and I mentioned that there weren't a lot of women in it, and how it didn't look like, at least, at that point, it didn't look like Disney was going to be engaging in, aggressive SJW messaging with the show. But these people, more than one of them, apparently, counted the elapsed time before a female character spoke in the episode. This woman, Liz, she was counting the amount of women in crowds. Who counts up the and analyzes the demographics of the background extras? This is insane. This one went beyond complaining about the Western genre trafficking in anti-women tropes and accusations of reinforcing colonialism, and puts the onus on the Mandalorian not to repeat this. Well, hello, Trisha Love and Thunder. The most important element of the entire setting is the recent collapse of a galaxy-spanning empire due to a successful rebellion. I mean, the setting is awash in the consequences, both good and bad, of that governmental entity, its collapse on the inhabitants of the galaxy far, far away. Now imagine that just as in real life, the consequences of ending a government, even an oppressive one, are usually not all universally good. I mean, why look, the economy of the Star Wars galaxy, it seems to have imploded. As that entity that kept the space lanes safe for interstellar trade is no longer there. Hell, they issued the currency. Suddenly, everyone's money is worthless. So the entity, as oppressive as it was, as the Empire was, they were the people that kept at least something approximating law and order. The Imperial military, that institution, and the Empire's various secret police forces, they're no longer there to go after political dissidents. They're also no longer there to stop the depredations of, your run-of-the-mill, just regular criminals. Like the kind of guys who might say, grab a random blue alien trying to enjoy a drink in a cantina and do things like, cut off parts of his body so they could sell them at an open-air body part market. I mean, yeah, I don't know about you, but any settlement where one can reasonably expect to trade in body parts you just hacked off some guy in a cantina seems like there's a lawless element that even the nefarious Galactic Empire might have found to be taking things a bit too far. I'm guessing that, that the Empire probably would have clamped down on an operation like that if they were still around. Now, by portraying this obvious consequence of what happens when a regime that kept a strong hand in keeping at least the appearance of law and order by cracking down on obvious and open criminality like an open-air organ market, being replaced by a weak central government that has no ability to project power or services beyond the core worlds of the galaxy, is that reinforcing a colonial trope? No, that's good writing. It's maintaining consistency with the setting that they established. But no, according to hit pieces like this thing, who wrote this? Cat Tenbarge over at Insider. No, apparently, according to Cat and the Insider people, replying to Anita Sarkeesian and the blue checkmark Twitterati to say that you disagree with them is being part of a, quote, wave of online harassment. Now, somehow, a guy like everyone's favorite Dutchman, Ethan Van Sciver, the proprietor of the Comic Artist Pro Secrets YouTube channel and creator of Cyberfrog, incidentally.
My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I am a 26-year veteran of the comic book industry. I am the world's most charming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. I haven't let any of it go to my head.
Somehow, and look at how Kat does this. She doesn't name Ethan, not directly in the article, but she links to one of his videos and mentions the channel has more than 130,000 subscribers. As if somehow this isn't effectively naming him in the hit piece, as highlighting the mentality in one corner of Star Wars fandom that is male-dominated and is aggressive toward diverse media representation. Well, hello? First of all, Ethan Van Sciver has 130,000 subscribers according to her. What about that Star Wars girl? Is that Star Wars girl a male? Does she not have a voice? Pretty sure she has over 100,000 subscribers. Take a look at her take on The Mandalorian. I don't think she's complaining about a lack of female representation or speaking roles in episode 1. Wait a minute now. Kat, by disagreeing with Ethan Van Sciver's take, are you also engaging in a wave of online harassment? I mean, how about in the same article, when she clearly was seeking identifying information from whoever runs the Data Race account on Twitter, what does she want to do? I mean, dox a random Twitter account because they documented a bunch of blue checkmark Twitterati's absurd takes on The Mandalorian on Twitter? I mean, you get a hit piece on Insider.com because you made a tweet noting the fact that SJWs are outraged over a lack of female characters speaking roles in the first 2 episodes of a show? I mean, when it's patently obvious that it's true. Then you make a claim about, feminists caring about the number of minutes women are on screen, and you support it by posting multiple tweets of people counting the minutes of women doing things on screen. Reporting and commenting on facts is not harassment. For example, Data Racer, whoever he or she is, because, we don't know who they are. They're an anonymous account. They point out that the cast of the series, it's a subtle point, but it's like he shows 3 women who will appear in the show in season 1. Remember that this show is only 8 episodes long, and it's fundamentally about a guy who is a loner who travels in a very low population, lawless frontier area. So apart from him, there's really no one else you could expect to see in every episode as he travels from planet to planet alone with a baby. But yes, it's true. Real live women are signed up and being paid to act out parts on The Mandalorian going forward. I mean, if you don't believe me, take a look at this. Why, here they are at the premiere on the red carpet. Who's that in the middle there? Why, it looks like Gina Carano to me. Now, the last time I checked, Gina Carano is a woman. I mean, I don't want to assume Gina's gender. I don't think she's transitioned or anything. She's a lovely lady as far as I can tell. She's listed as appearing in 3 episodes coming up. Now, apart from the lead character, played by Pedro Pascal, that's about as much as any named character is going to appear on this show in season 1. Gina Carano, she's going to portray a woman named Cara Dune. The fact that in all the promotional material, Cara Dune is shown wearing armor and carrying a big blaster, I don't think she's on the show to do needlepoint or make the Mandalorian sandwiches. I mean, on the right there, I'm guessing at least some of you recognize that actress. She's Ming-Na Wen. And I guess Disney really likes Ming-Na Wen, because if you didn't know, she was the voice of Mulan, so technically she's a Disney princess, right? She's also probably better known for being on the main cast of Disney's TV show on the ABC network, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where she portrays a badass S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Now, in The Mandalorian, the Mouse has tapped her for a 3rd time in one of their franchises to portray the role of an assassin named Fennec Shand, at some point in the next couple weeks or so. Again, given that Fennec Shand is listed as an assassin, she too does not appear to be slated to be making the Mandalorian any sandwiches or to be some extraneous baggage, love interest. In all likelihood, given the direction of the show, the way it's going, my guess is she'd be more likely be assigned to take him out or the baby Yoda that he's traveling with. Now, lastly, in this picture, there on the left, we see the actress Emily Swallow. We've technically already seen her in 2 episodes, even though she didn't take off her helmet. She's the one who plays the Mandalorian armorer, and that's how she's listed in the credits. Armorer. Not sandwich maker, not homemaker, armorer. She's probably less well known than the other 2 actresses. She's mostly done the stuff on TV. She's been on Supernatural. She played the role of Amara. She was on the TV series SEAL Team. She was also on The Mentalist. Done some video game voice work too. I think she's slated to be the voice of Emily in the upcoming The Last of Us Part 2. So basically, what do we have here? The Mandalorian is not a big show in terms of the number of characters on screen that talk. Because it's one guy and he travels alone a lot. He has a job where he tracks down criminals with large bounties over their heads. And we all know that with, criminality, with regard to who it is that gets mixed up in the justice system, that is an overwhelmingly male demographic. So you have a loner, he travels in a very low population frontier area, whose job it is to find people who are gangsters or fugitives hiding in these rough and tumble, out-of-the-way places with no law or order. It doesn't sound like the kind of place you're going to find a local's women's march, but yet in spite of that, we've already seen one major character who is a woman. I mean, hell, she occupies a place of higher social status in the group than the Mandalorian. He almost gets knifed by one of his own people in episode 3. Meanwhile, this woman played by Emily Swallow, she just says the words, "This is the way," and suddenly all the men stop fighting and chant the words back to her, "This is the way," and everyone chills the hell out. So much for the patriarchy. If a woman could say 4 words and all the men put away their shanks, they stand down and fall in line. Now, Gina Carano, she hasn't appeared yet, but of the 5 remaining episodes, she's slated to appear in at least 3 of them. And if you know anything about her acting work to date, she doesn't appear in movies and TV shows like Downton Abbey. Let's see some of the names of the titles in Gina Carano's credits. Fight Girls, Blood and Bone, Fast and Furious 6, Deadpool, Kickboxer Vengeance, Scorched Earth, Daughter of the Wolf. Yeah, if Gina Carano is acting in something, she's most likely going to be punching somebody in the face, not making the proverbial sandwiches. So to Anita Sarkeesian and all her blue checkmark Twitterati fellow travelers, calm down. This is Disney, the same corporation who took a beloved and nigh unbreakable franchise, Star Wars, and somehow managed to drive it into the ground with woke SJW nonsense. And it appears to me the next movie they put out is going to be another steaming pile of crap. This Rise of Skywalker, but that's for another video. They release one title, one property that, at least for a few episodes that we've seen, does not reek of woke SJW messaging and nonsense. Just one property that almost everyone, from old-timers, curmudgeons who saw the original movie in the movie theater way back in the 1970s, to new people who weren't even born yet when the first movie came out, whose exposure to Star Wars started with the new garbage films. It's united them all in pretty much liking the show. Some like it a little, some like it a lot. Check out the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. 95%. 95%. Everyone knows the critic score on Tomato Meter is garbage, so that 90% there doesn't mean as much as the audience score. So apparently, you have this rare instance where the usual Disney shills, represented there on the left, they get measured by the Tomato Meter. Their 90% are in agreement with the 95% of the viewing audience, represented there on the right, that The Mandalorian is good. So in spite of this near universal acclaim from the critics to the viewers to the actual fans of Star Wars, something we saw with the recent movie Joker, where the only people unhappy seem to be the Anita Sarkeesians of the world and her brigade of blue check marks. That's all for this Neo Realist. If you want to help the channel, do me a favor, hit like for this video, leave a comment below, mash down on that subscribe button if you're not already subbed to the channel, and click on the notification bell beside it. You got to put it on the all setting to keep up with newer content. If you want to contribute directly to the channel and toss your hard-earned dollars, your Imperial credits into the tip jar, follow the links below to Patreon, Subscribestar, or PayPal. If you watch this on BitChute, you can just click on the green tip pledge button on the video player. Also, big news for the channel. YouTube appears to have made some kind of mistake. I've been notified that the Neo Unrealist channel is now eligible to offer memberships for the channel. I'm in the process of setting up the various levels for that. So if you'd like to support your favorite creators via membership, that option will soon be available to you as well. Just be aware that unlike places like Patreon or Subscribestar, YouTube gets a 30% cut of the monthly payment you'd make. So it's something like a 70-30 split for the creators, basically the same as they do with the Super Chats. So if that's an issue for you, I just wanted to make sure that you were informed of that, so you know exactly where your money would be going. I feel like YouTube should make that more clear to the members of a channel when they sign up. But what do I know? I told you so. Hope that's clear enough. Anyway, see you next time, and thanks for watching.